breakdown of what we did on Friday. So on here, that first question right there, let's analyze that graph. That first example, that is again right there. Go through quickly. Let's talk about the y-intercept, the x-intercept, and identify the slope. So, as we said before, the y-intercept is where it's crossing the y-axis at, or identify it as a full point. Don't just say number, but where is it crossing the y-axis at? What is its location? Okay, I heard from Krista there that the y-intercept is right here. So that's my y-intercept, and as we see as that point, don't just say -4, but I like it as a point, 0, -4. Now, the x-intercept again is where it's crossing the x-axis at, and where is it crossing our x-axis at? And as we say, not just -2, but -2, 0. Those, again, nothing crazy. We've been doing that throughout the year so far. Now, what we started reviewing on Friday was finding the slope. Again, the slope is the set of directions. How do you go from point to point? We said there was a few options to do that, but you're making that triangle. Okay, you're going for the simplest directions to get there. We're either going up or down, left or right, to go from point to point. Make that triangle. So how are you going to make that triangle? I don't care how you make the triangle, just make the triangle. So what do you want to go first? Somebody give me a direction. Down? Down 4, and then, thank you, Reed. So Reed said go down 4. If I'm going down, what do I get for a sign? Negative, and then he said turn to the right. If you're going to the right, I got to put a sign there. Positive, correct? Now, when we write the slope is determining what we say is the steepness of the line. And on that, this line, what are your eyes doing? Is your eyes increasing or decreasing? Decreasing, so my slope should be negative something. So when we say slope, again, we want to keep reminding rise over run. We're going to keep pounding that onto you over the next couple months. So that's why we put those numbers on that rise and run onto that triangle. All you got to just look at it and say, which one was our rise and which one was our run? The vertical and the horizontal. So yes, the -4, as he said, down 4, and the run was a 2. That answer is great, but reduce it if you can. You should know what -4 divided by 2 is. I asked you to put that away. -4 divided by 2 is -2. Okay, and that's where that negative slope is happening. That is where that decreasing line should happen. All comes together there. We're going to do more work with that again over the next week, month, 2 months, and so on. Okay. Now reverse all that. This is where we left off with on Friday, making the graph. That's what we're going to do some work with it here today. To graph the line, given the following information. The y-intercept is usually kind of one of our keys of graphing a line, starting with a point. You got to have a point when you play that slope game, taking those directions and making the graph. So, y-intercept is a location. Go to the location. Where is the y-intercept at -2 located at? Well, it's on the y-axis. Where's the y-axis at -2? Boom, right. Yeah, down 2. Y-intercept, y-axis, -2. Now, the slope is -2/3. That -2/3, as we just did with Reed a second ago, that negative, all right, -2, and then a 3. That negative is a 2, that 3 is a positive. Take you the directions that the buddy gives you to his house. Follow the directions. Which one's the rise? Which one's the run? The rise is always in the top. Rise over run. What does -2 tell me to do? So rise down 2 because of -3. That's my run. And when it's a 3, just a 3, that's a positive. Which way is positive?
Right.
Left or right? It's positive, so we go to the right. And that's it. So we're going to go and apply that sense of direction there. Do that. But do it from that -2 that you just plotted on there. Down 2, right 3, down 2, right 3, down 2, right 3. Repeat, 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 repeat. 1, 2, right 3. Down 2, right 3. Now, I like to do it once, not just once, but as many times as we can. So basically, we fill off that graph. 1 point is good, but another point, as many times as you can. Keep going down 2, right 3. Down 2, right 3. Down 2, up, and I'm off my graph now, ain't I? All right, I could get 2 points in there, and that was it. Now, I didn't talk about this on Friday, but I'm going to talk about it right now. How can you reverse that? Galen?
3 over 2, or left 2.
Um,
Or you can go backwards, like you can do it. You can put the point.
You're
I can't explain it.
okay. Read.
You mirrored, like,
So say it when you say mirror. What would be the directions?
you put, like, you go up to nothing.
I think Jalen, that's what you're trying to get out there. So when we were saying down 2, right 3, reverse all that. Down 2, right 3 is the same thing as going up 2 and
Over 3.
left 3. Up 2 and left 3. Take your ID and make the line. Okay? Up 2, left 3 is the same thing. We reversed it all. Okay? So we reversed it all. Okay, so that's what we're going to keep doing here today. And again, we talked about this on Friday. This is going back, we're reviewing some of your prior knowledge skills. So we're activating that so we can do some work with you tomorrow. Okay, what that's leading us to is what we talked about back again in prior years. This right here. Slope-intercept form. When I say slope-intercept form, in a perfect year, you guys should know what slope-intercept form is. Y equals mx plus b. Where what we mean by slope-intercept form, you should know what the b is and what the m is and all that jazz. But that's what I know. That's what we're doing it right now, going over it. So that's why we're reviewing it. B, what the variable represents there. That is what we've been working with. That is what we call our y-intercept. And this is where that graph is crossing or intersects the y-axis. Again, ideally, jail, we're all coming in, we're knowing all that information, but we don't. We can't set our fingers like that because we don't know that. So, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. It's the equation we're going to be working with for, like I said, about the next couple of months. Okay? What's that? Spelled what wrong? Okay? And then this is going to happen when it occurs when x is going to be 0. So if we go up to our warm-up here, I said when the intercept occurs, the y-intercept occurs at 0, something. 0, when it crosses the y-axis, we said it was at 0, -4 up there. Now, the M right here, you guys at some point in 6th grade, were told the M is representing the slope. Okay? So the V is called the y-intercept, and the M is called the slope. So we just did that on warm-up number 2 a second ago. And then we're going to bring that all together here for the next couple days as we work through things. Kind of refresh your minds, and then keep using it as we work through things. So, first thing we're going to do, we use this to write the equations of a line. Write the equation of a line. We say in slope-intercept form. So anytime I keep saying the word slope-intercept form, what I want you guys to bring into mind is y equals mx plus b. At some point over the next couple weeks, month, I'm going to say general form. They're going to mean the same thing. All right? At the high school level, we switched that wording around. We're going to use it a little bit differently, but we're not there yet. Andrew, you have a hand up.
So what's the difference between M and A?
That's what we're going to talk about in a couple of weeks, month or so. Right now, don't worry too much about it. It's just going to be like 6th through 8th grade. You learn it as slope-intercept form, mx plus b. And then when you get to high school, we take you just the next step, general form, and we'll talk about that in a month or so. Okay. Right now, it's going to be the same thing. Okay. But I'll talk about later on when we switch it around. All right. So when I say, guys, write me the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, you need to always know two things. What's the slope? What's the slope and what's the y-intercept? If you know them, great, your life is easy. If we don't know them, we have to go find them. And to start off things with, we know the two things on that first example. So, don't overthink this. On number 3, y equals negative 3 halves, and the slope is negative 3 halves, and the y-intercept is 3. So when I say write the equation, write the slope-intercept form, all we're looking for is this as an answer. That's it. When I say write the slope-intercept form, given the information, you are looking to put that in the right spots. M is slope, E is the y-intercept. So you put the slope in the right location, you put the y-intercept in the right location, and that's all we're doing at the moment. Getting you guys going back to shaking off that rust from those middle school years. What's the equation look like for the next one? Y equals what? The slope is what?
Y equals -6, x plus -2, negative 2.
Right. And when he corrected himself and said just -2, that's all I want to hear. If he said plus -2, it's not wrong, but we usually just say correct. -2, that's literally all I need. The slope is -6 and the y-intercept is -2. On number 5, what's the slope? 1/4 x, and the y-intercept we have is +2, so +2. That's it, that's it, that's it. And on the last one there, nothing on there. 6, y equals?
1/2.
1/2 what?
0.
Nope. 1/2.
Times 0.
Nope.
Times
1/2 x.
plus 0.
Oh,
Okay. Now, 1/2 x, variable x. Go ahead there, Louis. Now, after that, there is a +0 there. Now, correct. We don't need to keep that +0 there. We understand that, we don't say 5 + 0, we don't say 6 + 0. We understand that 5 + 0 is always 5. 6 + 0 is always just 6. So what we do then is we just kind of clean that up. And as Andrew said, it's just y equals 1/2 x. If there is no number after that x, what that means is just a 0's hiding at the end. That means the y-intercept there is 0. Okay, let's flip it. Okay, now the questions on the next page are doing the exact same thing. I want you to do the exact same thing that we did on that previous side. I want us to write y equals mx plus b. But the difference is on the back side, number 7, do I specifically tell you the slope is 3? Do I specifically say the y-intercept is -2? No. We have to pull that information from the graph. Now, pause, flip it back to the front side. This is what we did right here on Friday, and this is what we just did on our warm-up. What I need you to do then is extract out, analyze that information, just like we did in the warm-up. Go through and identify what is the y-intercept, and then go find me the slope, just like we did a second ago on the warm-up. Same idea. You just have to pull out the information from the graph. It's there, it's just hiding from you. I need the y-intercept, I need the slope. So let's go do that. Okay, on number 7. Let's go identify the y-intercept. Where's the y-intercept located, everybody?
Positive 1.
Okay, so let's write that off to the side. Okay, so the y-intercept is 1. That's pretty easy, that's nothing difficult. We're gonna identify that y-intercept. That y-intercept is easy to look at, okay? Now, the other thing, bless you, the other thing we gotta do is identify the slope. Now here, the x-intercept is not a nice number. Don't use that x-intercept. It's not a nice number. So look across this line. Look at these grid lines and find me a nice location here where this line is intersecting on a nice grid. -2, -2. This is a nice another point right here. You can't use the x-intercept. The x-intercept's not at a nice location. Andrew pointed out, hey, right here is another nice location. Okay, make your triangle. Make your triangle. How much am I going up? How much am I going over? How much should I go up? 1, 2, 3. Up 3. I turn to the right. How much do you go over to the right?
You go to the right 2 times.
That's it. Now write the slope. Just like we did on Friday, you did in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. When you write the slope, rise over run. Which one's my rise? 3. Which one's my run? 2. 3 over 2.
That's just go with plus 1.
Now after we've done that, 3 over 2, now it's just like what we've done everything for on the previous side. You now know what the slope is. You knew what the y-intercept was. Write me my equation.
How do you find the right?
Where's across the y-axis at? Okay, that's fine. Andrew, that's why we're here. This is my final answer, everybody. We got to write the equation. So on this back side today, what we're doing is extracting that out. We're analyzing it. We're pulling out that information from the graph. It's nothing crazy. We're dealing with trying to get you guys back up to speed from your middle school years. And that's what we're going to keep doing. It's all about the y-intercept first. The y-intercept's at a nice number. Number 8. Where's the y-intercept at? Where's across my y-axis?
5.
Down there at -5. Correct. So the y-intercept's at -5. Okay, we've got half of it done. Now the x-intercept, again, is not at a nice location. No big deal. Look across that line. What is a nice point on this line then?
-3.
-3, 4.
Yes.
And Matt's saying right up here is a nice location. There's more than one answer.
Well,
There's another nice point here at -2, 1. There's another nice point here at -1, -2. There's more than one answer. I don't care what you use. As long as you pick out 2 nice points, make a triangle. Now, Matt told us that very top one. Cool. I don't care. Now, make the triangle. I'm gonna do Matt's suggestion. It's gonna be a big old triangle. Okay, so I'm making that big old triangle. Who cares?
You did it all the way down.
Yep.
Go up 9 and go to the left 3 times.
So I'm gonna give me there a second, right? You're on the right track there. Okay, so I went to the right. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to the right. Right is positive. Make sure you can count. I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and Ryan said down 9, which is absolutely correct.
But on that one, you go to the left. That's all right.
You went up and left. I went right
Oh.
and down, which is we're gonna get the same answer in the end. We just cross paths the opposite ways. Now, when I write my slope, my rise is -9. My run was +3. Reduce it. Reduce. Everybody. -9 divided by 3. -9 divided by 3 is -3. Now, by Matt having us do that larger point, no big deal. Just meant I have some reducing to do. Who cares? Y'all can divide. Bring it all together. Slope is -3x. Y-intercept was -5. There's my final answer. Okay? That's all I needed from you. Let's do one more here, and then we'll look at the next piece. Now, on number 9, the first and easiest thing you should always identify is the y-intercept. And as you look at my work that I've done, I've identified the y-intercept in all of these. Very first thing I do. So on number 9, the y-intercept is at the origin.
0.
So the y-intercept is 0. Look across from left to right. Find me a nice point up there. There could be more than one answer. I don't care. Find me a nice point. -4, comma -3, I think. Isn't that a nice point?
Yeah. +3, +4.
And +4, +3, says Andrew. Those are 2 nice points. That's cool. Make me my triangle. All right. So I'm making my triangle up and over. 1, 2, 3, up 3, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's my slope. And if I made that same slope, I get the same slope right there. How much did I rise? 1, 2, 3. How much did you run? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you try to reduce 3 divided by 4,
You get
nothing.
just
3/4, correct, Matt. 3/4 is it. That's the best you could ever do. So you're going to leave it as 3/4. 3/4x, says Andrew. And that's it. Because we don't need to say a +0. We understand that 3/4x is the best we can say. And that's it. Okay? 3/4x is it. That's it. We're going to do more work today with that. We'll do some more work tomorrow and so on. We got a lot we're trying to build from. Now let's finish this off by graphing this by hand. Let's do number 11, and we're going to do some more practice the second half class. Let's go do number 11 here. Now I want you to go graph this out. We did this on our warm-up. Look at number 2 on your warm-up. Number 2 in your warm-up, we just did that. I asked you to graph the y-intercept and then play the slope game. We're going to do the exact same thing on number 11. You're going to graph the y-intercept first, and then you're going to do the slope. So look at number 11. Which number is your y-intercept? -4. So go to your graph. The y-intercept is -4, says Jalen. So go graph the y-intercept of -4. Where's the y-intercept of -4 at? Right there. You've got a point to build off of. Now we're going to go play the rise and run game with the slope. What is your slope up there? What's your slope? Slope is what? It's got to be a fraction. Now last week on Friday, what did we say how to make it a fraction? 2/1. If it's not a fraction, we put it over 1. All right. Now what does 2/1 mean to do? Give me some directions with that. Rise and run. What does the 2 mean to do? Up, down, left, right. Up 2.
Over 1.
And what does over mean?
To the right 1.
Thank you, Ryan. So rise, run. Up 2. Right 1. Do it. Do it from that -4. This is all about following directions. Up 2, right 1. Up 2, right 1. Up 2, right 1.
Why are you doing that instead of like making it like a full triangle?
I am. I'm just not making a triangle. Up 2, right 1. Up 2, right 1. You can make the triangle if you want to, Andrew. I just was not. You can definitely make the triangle that's helpful for you. Okay. Up 2, right 1. And then take your ID, and all those points should be along your ID. It should be an increasing line, increasing because the slope was positive. Okay, let's do number 12. On number 12, you always start off with the y-intercept. What's your y-intercept on number 12? Y-intercept is what?
-5.
Start right there. Go put your first point right there at -5 on the y-axis because that's the y-intercept. We start right there. Now the slope is negative. So that -1/2. Only the 1 or the 2 gets it. So we're going to rewrite that as -1 over a +2. So play that game now. Rise and run. Rise and run. So -1 means what? Down 1. And what's the 2 mean? There you go. So down 1. I keep writing those in words for you guys, not for me, for you guys. Down 1, right 2. Rise and run every flipping time. So do that. Down 1, yeah. The only thing we got is right there. Just that 1 point. Down 1, right 2. Now, that's it. Reverse it. When we say down 1, right 2, what's the reverse of down 1? What's the reverse of right 2? So reverse both of those. Up 1, left 2. Up 1, left 2. Up 1. That gives you a better line then. Okay? So if you run into that, just reverse down 1. What's the reverse of down 1? Up 1. What's the reverse of right 2? Left 2. Just reverse it. Gives you a better line. All right, we got one more here we're going to do, then we're going to get some more practice going. Let's go on 13. On 13, one more time, you always start off with the y-intercept. What's my y-intercept on 13?
1.
Hold on.
Wait.
Y-intercept is what?
-4.
No.
+4.
+4. Okay? So start always right there. That's that B. That B right there is the 4. That's the y-intercept. Now the slope, I don't see a number in front of the x.
Isn't it always like a
So there's always something hiding.
invisible one?
There's always an invisible 1 there. Correct. So in this instance, it's not just a 1, it's a -1, isn't it? So don't forget, it's always in front of the x. My slope is in front of the x. I don't see a number there, so that means a 1 is hiding there. In this case, it's a negative 1. It's not a fraction though, so we put it over a 1. Give me my directions, give me my directions.
Up, big.
Down 1,
Do you always start from the Y?
I always start from that
Okay,
point.
so it's
Always the y-intercept, Andrew. Always that thing you gotta build off of, that y-intercept. Okay? Down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. Watch your signs. Down 1, right. So, down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. There's my triangle. I'm making that triangle as I go. Down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. And if I want to reverse down 1, up 1. Right 1, left 1. Up 1, left 1. Up 1, left 1. You're going to be so tired of me saying that if you already aren't. Well, we'll do that in 2 more months. We're going to do some of that. All right. We're going to do some more work with that. So let's go ahead and set that off to the side. Everybody go ahead and get out your